Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Be careful, Juno's just running along the sofa. Be careful. You sit on your bottom. Oh my gosh. So we're going to do a little day in the life vlog today and just have a little pregnancy catch up as well a little bit later on. So we're having a slow morning. Let me just show you what she's doing. Oh, you're going to sit down now? Oh my goodness. So we're gonna have, we've had a fairly chilled morning. You've seen a few bits that we've been up to. I think we still will. We're gonna get out of the house. We're either gonna go to a stay and play or we're gonna go just to the park. There's a park that Juno absolutely loves. You are living life on the edge. There's a park that she loves. It's a short driveway, so we might pop there. And then, when we get home, once she's napping, we'll just have a little catch up about the pregnancy. So I hope you enjoy this video and we'll get straight into it. So you can probably just see my phone out of shot. Well, it's not even out of shot, but I'm going to use it to record the audio because the audio is not great on my camera. You can probably see that we literally just came upstairs to get ready to go out, but I just took one look at Juno's room and was like, we need to do something about this. We kind of like to do a little bit of a toy rotation and we haven't done it for a really long time. So you might have just seen me like swapping some of her books over. I've also kind of collected all of the toys that belong downstairs because that happens all the time. You know, she wants to bring stuff up, she wants to bring stuff down. So I'm going to try and kind of switch it up a little bit. I've got some fresh bits out that she likes playing with. You found a dummy? Yeah? Where was it? Okay, you can have it for a bit if you want. All right, bye. So that's kind of what we're doing. A bit of a toy rotation, a little bit of a freshen up and, you know, keep it fresh for her because some of these toys she hasn't seen for a few months and she looks at them as if like she's never had them before in her life. So it's just kind of saves you from buying stuff. We have ordered a few bits because she's really entering like a new developmental stage. She's loving taking like lids off of things. She's loving like opening and shutting things and she's really into creative play at the moment. So we've got some Play-Doh that she played with yesterday and she had the time of her life. So we've ordered her some paint pens, which are really highly recommended, and then just like a big old roll of like paper. So she can do some painting and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just trying to keep it fresh for her because she's just, you know, she looks at me sometimes like, is this it? And I don't want you to be bored. Oh, perfect. That's interesting. That's an interesting toy. Do you want to show everyone what you've brought? Luckily they haven't been used. They're not hot, but these are mummy's straighteners. These are for adults. These aren't for babies. Okay, mummy's going to put them away. So we finally got out the house after all of that organising. Juno was really grateful for the sandpit. She absolutely loves a sandpit, this girl. Loves making sandcastles, having the time of her life. She's actually just started going down slides as well. She didn't do it in this one, but she did go down it a couple of times. I just didn't get it on camera. But yeah, just love watching her explore. Okay, so now let's have a little first trimester catch up. So at the time of filming this, I am... oh my gosh, mine's gone blank. 15 weeks pregnant, just over 15 weeks pregnant. So we have entered the second trimester. The first trimester has gone, praise the Lord. I definitely found the first trimester harder this time round than in my first pregnancy with Juno. I think that's probably a couple of reasons as to why that is. The first one being, I just think my symptoms were a little bit stronger, only a little bit, but yeah, they definitely did feel a little bit stronger. And then I think the reason that I felt kind of significantly worse than when I was pregnant with Juno is because obviously when I was pregnant with Juno, I didn't have any children. So, you know, if I felt really unwell or felt exhausted, needed to have a snooze or a lie down or whatever my body needed right in that moment, I could pretty much do it. I had a really flexible work schedule with great clients who were completely aware of the situation, and I could reschedule if I needed to, or, you know, if I was feeling nauseous and needed to get in bed for a couple of hours in the day, I could totally do that. Whereas with this pregnancy, obviously being Juno's mum, I haven't had as much opportunity to kind of get the rest that I need or have needed. So that has definitely felt a little bit trickier, but not impossible. I did have about a 4-week period, probably from about 8 to 12 weeks pregnant, maybe into the 13th week, where I just felt so incredibly sick. And it just kind of ruled everything. And it wasn't the kind of sick, you know, where when you're pregnant, I feel like in the past I've felt sick because maybe I haven't eaten enough or haven't rested enough. But this time round, it was like I just felt sick no matter what I did, whether I had a full stomach, whether I was hydrated or dehydrated. There was nothing that I could kind of do that would make it go. When I was pregnant with Juno, if I felt nauseous, I'd have kind of like ginger biscuits or like strong mints, and that would help me feel better. And this time around, there wasn't really anything that helped. And weirdly, it kind of got progressively worse throughout the day. And then come kind of tea time, cooking Juno's dinner, preparing mine and Phil's dinner, it was really hard. Like I was really struggling to kind of prepare any food because I just felt so nauseous, and the food was making me feel nauseous, and then I couldn't eat my dinner because I felt nauseous. But then it's like, come 2 hours after that, I'd be like hungry again, so I'd have to have a snack, and it was just, you know, it was tough. But I'm so grateful that I actually haven't been physically sick. I haven't vomited at all. Sorry, bear with me. I've got a little bit of a lingering cold. What was I saying? So yeah, I feel really grateful that I haven't actually kind of vomited, basically. I haven't physically been sick at all during this pregnancy or my pregnancy with Juno, but that doesn't mean that I haven't felt incredibly sick. And I did have a few moments where I sort of like ran upstairs and was like, whoa, this is going to happen, but it just never happens for me. And sometimes I'm like, maybe I would feel better if it did, but there's this real like mental and like physical block for me when it comes to being sick. I don't know if I definitely fear it. Like it really panics me, and I hate feeling like I'm going to be sick. So maybe it's like an internal thing. Maybe if I let go of that and actually was sick, I would feel better, but I don't know. I'm not really looking to kind of test that. I'm quite happy with how I am. So now that I've entered into the second trimester, I'd say basically the worst symptom throughout the first trimester was the nauseousness. I did have some quite bad migraines as well, which isn't uncommon for me. I kind of get hormonal migraines. So prior to being pregnant, I would get migraines around my period. And I definitely get them whilst being pregnant. Haven't had one for a few weeks though, so that was definitely a first trimester thing, and hoping it stays there because it's really hard to have a migraine whilst you're looking after a child. Bless Phil, he's had to save me a couple of times. But yeah, going into the second trimester, I would say symptom-wise, I'm not really feeling too bad. I definitely have got my energy back. I'm getting a good night's sleep most of the night. I do get quite uncomfortable during the night, which sucks because That definitely didn't start until a bit later on with Juno, but I think it's just started a bit earlier. I don't know, maybe because you carry bigger with your second pregnancy. So with being pregnant with Juno, I probably didn't feel or look as pregnant as I am now until I was about 20 weeks, whereas I'm only 15 weeks and I feel like I'm huge. So maybe it's because I'm bigger that I'm more uncomfortable, that does make sense. So yeah, it's kind of just a bit like tossing and turning in the night and stuff like that. But apart from that, I'm doing pretty well. I can eat again, which is really great. I've not got many kind of food aversions, but weirdly also no cravings. No, like when I was pregnant with Juno, I literally had to eat dairy cheese like regularly in the day. Like I just had to, and it was like an itch that had to be scratched, you know, that kind of itch. It was one of those. But with this pregnancy, there's things that I really enjoy, but I'm not like really craving anything yet, which is quite nice because yeah, no one's had to run out to the shop like late hours or early hours to get ridiculous foods. So a couple of things that I've been enjoying are like spicy crisps. So like flaming hot Cheetos are really good. But again, like I'm enjoying them, but I haven't got like a real obsession with them. I don't have to eat them like every day, which is like what a pregnancy craving is. When you have a proper pregnancy craving, you have to have it like all the time. So I haven't really got any of that this time. And excitingly, I have started to feel like really tiny little like pops of movement. So two things that are quite different about both my pregnancies is with Juno, I had an anterior placenta, which if you don't know what that is basically that the placenta attaches to the front of your uterus. So it sits basically across the front of your belly. So basically your baby has to kind of kick hard enough through it for you to feel any movement in that front section. But because I've got a posterior placenta this time, so the placenta is at the back behind the baby's not got to kick through it. So I'm feeling like all these tiny little flutters and like bits and bobs. And when I was lying in bed the other night, I am almost 100% sure that I felt a tiny little like flick inside right around my belly button. Which was really nice because I don't remember really feeling any proper movement with her until I was with Juno. Until I was probably about 20 to 22 weeks, like proper actual movement. And I'd say I'm already pretty much there with this baby, which is really exciting. So we find out the gender this week. We turn 16 weeks on Thursday. So we will find out the gender and then you guys will find out soon after that. So that's really exciting. Can't wait to know. We're still very 50-50 split in this house. I think we're both sort of starting to question ourselves because the other person's really, really sure. And I have until now been pretty certain that it's a girl, but then I keep having dreams about boys. But I did that with Juno as well. Like, I think it was the doubt that was making me dream about boys. So who knows? Phil is like 90% sure it's a boy. But it's hilarious because he's just like, I'm like, based on what? You're not even carrying this baby. And he's just like, it's just a boy. Like, I just know it's a boy. So one of us is going to be pretty shocked. But equally, we are so excited for whatever gender. We have absolutely no preference with this baby at all, or with Juno. We just want a happy, healthy, tiny little sausage to come into our lives that we can cuddle and look after and love forever. So it doesn't matter what they are at all. It's just so exciting to find out. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Yeah. So that's kind of it. Little first trimester update for you. A bit of an all over the place vlog, I'm sorry. I feel like this is a classic part of pregnancy for me. It's like I start one thing and then I have just dug my way into like 3 different other things. This morning we were meant to just have quite a chilled morning, and I started clearing through Juno's toys and doing a bit of a toy rotation, which turned into a book rotation, which turned into all sorts of crazy things. and then we popped to the park, which you would have seen as well. Came home, had some lunch. She's down for her nap at the moment. And yeah, I think I'm probably going to leave this video here because otherwise it'll be like really long and that'll be super boring for you guys. But yeah, I can't think what else to catch you up on. So yeah, that is kind of it. That is a little update for you guys. If you have any questions, if you want to know about symptoms or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Love having you here, and we'll see you next week for our weekly upload, which will probably be the gender reveal. So make sure you're subscribed and you've got your notifications on for that. We're actually going to sit down in front of the camera and open the gender of the baby together for the first time. So you will get like first-hand reactions, which is very exciting. I'm excited about it. Hopefully you are. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week for another one. Lots of love. Bye.